All right. Go ahead and share screen. Boom. Shakalaka. You guys are gonna have to give me the audible. Yeah, you can see my screen.
Yep,
Yes.
we got it,
All right.
brother.
Perfect. Well, hey, welcome everybody to our Friday Fire Up. It's been a great week. It's been a week of learning as well, I will say, but we certainly had our biggest week of appointments set so far, and that is absolutely awesome to see. We're seeing right now, at least through the AI piece, we're seeing about 56% of all contacts that respond are moving forward and setting an appointment, which is fantastic. We are learning as well. There are some tweaks that we've been making to make sure we're upping that show rate for everybody and giving you an opportunity to sell. So speaking of updates, I want to share some of these, and Dave, Bo, Jesse, certainly go ahead and chime in if there's something that I'm missing here. But BOGO February $200 match here. This is the final call. So you have through next Thursday, between now and next Thursday, to participate in that. Bo, I believe we have 10 people so far that have participated in that. Is that correct?
That is indeed correct.
All right. But only what, three to five have maxed that though, right? Something like that. So take advantage. Yep. Take advantage of our money if you would. We're wanting to spend. So we have that. We do have some updates in WooSender. If you're on the Pacific Coast, pay no attention to this. But if you're on a different time zone, you've probably seen some of this, but we were able to go in and tweak some of the time zones, because what had been happening is it had been matching your appointments to the area code of the contact, which we all know in today's day and age, most of us, if we've lived somewhere else and that's where we got our cell phone number, and then we moved somewhere else, we keep our cell phone. Like I've had my Idaho number. I've not lived in Idaho for 14 years. So that has been updated. There are more updates coming along those lines. Bo, is there anything you want to add to that update?
No, I'd say, like, as you guys see little things, let us know. Communicate to Paul, myself, whoever you feel comfortable communicating with, so that we can continue to tweak the little things and get it just right for you guys. We definitely, for those things that are still going to be lingering, we've got a lot of eyes and a lot of people poking around the back end to get that fixed for us, so that this is 100% streamlined. But where we stand now, we're in a good place.
Awesome. Thank you, Bo. Just a reminder here, if you are, well, if you're on the call, you're probably actually getting our emails, but make sure you are checking if we're sending emails that, they're not going into your spam folder. Please give us an alternate email as well, because again, just to reiterate this, there's so many Aflac emails in there that we're pinging the Aflac server so many times from our One Solution Agency server that we're starting to get flagged there. So make sure that you are unspamming us if you're wanting our emails. I said this last week, but just to reiterate this, all product training, all documents that you need, videos, they're all on our website under the OSA agent portal. So you can view the Aflac product, the Trans product, Great Western product. You can see all of the previous fire ups. You can watch the videos. So everything you need is right there. So make sure you're checking out that agent portal. We do have this update. Bo, I'm going to let you speak to this one, because this is going to certainly help up the show rate on your appointments. Bo, do you want to speak to this?
Yeah, we've been getting there's been probably more people missing appointments than we anticipated. That doesn't mean they're not interested. I think they're just forgetting, or maybe the method of communication that we're sending them for reminders isn't their method. Typically, they get a text and an email. I think a lot of the folks that are of the retirement age are probably more used to voicemail and calls. And so we're going to be adding a voicemail recording that will automatically drop in their voicemail, just reminding them an hour before the meeting, hey, don't forget you got a meeting coming up in an hour, looking forward to seeing you, kind of message. So yep, that'll be added probably today or this weekend.
Awesome. And thanks to AJ for volunteering to be the voice of the reminder. So thanks, AJ. We appreciate it.
She has a much better voice than all of us OSAers, so thank you, AJ.
I'll wear my sunglasses.
Perfect. You'll definitely be able to hear that through the call. I'm sure of it.
Absolutely. Hey, it's the confidence will ring through. I did want to speak to this. So lead nurturing, this is certainly something that we're seeing that we can up our game here. So if you were on last week's call with Avi, he spoke about ones, twos, and threes. You know, he mentioned that there's a percentage of the group that are ones. Those are your buyers, right? It doesn't matter how good your sales skill set is. It doesn't matter your knowledge base. They know they want to buy, and you're the connection, right? They're going to buy. I believe Woo Center is doing a pretty good job of identifying those people and jumping on. The threes are the opposite end of the spectrum, right? They did fill out the information, but it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how great of a salesperson you are. They're a no, right? I believe this is weeding those people out as well. The middle portion there, those twos, that's the biggest segment of our leads base. Those are the folks that are interested, but they need a little bit of persuasion, right? And those are the folks I would say we have tremendous opportunity with right now. Dave and I spent a little bit of time going through and looking through some of the past conversations that have taken place really over the last 2 weeks, where there were people that said, hey, if this is $100 a month, then count me out, or this is too expensive, or, you know, all of the objections that we get. Dave, you want to speak to some of the experiences you've had in nurturing some of those along?
Yep. And so some of you may see, I did jump in. We saw that exact question. Somebody asking, you know what, if this is $100 a month, then forget about it. You know, the right response, I love leaning back to Avi, somebody who's sold a lot of this stuff, which the response is, look, we can fit about anybody's budget. Typically, clients are spending between $1 and $4 a week. Can I get you a quote? And that exact scenario, I jumped in there and responded that we could. By the way, Shoshana, you've got a client wanting a quote right now. I responded in your text, in your chat. So you've got a client wanting a quote right now. So remember, it does take some nurturing. Woo Center does send you notifications when you need to respond. So it's coming through in emails to you guys saying, hey, the response is necessary. Another note that we're seeing is that there are people who are just saying no. You know, one of the things that we found is it's like, no problem, we'll be happy to take you off the response list. Just want to let you know, I am not a telemarketer. I'm just responding with the information you wanted to. And then people are like, oh, okay, that kind of changes the game. So it does take a little bit of lead nurturing and having a conversation with these people. So remember, to this group of population, you know, life insurance is sort of scary. They don't really know that you're speaking a language that they're not concerned of. If you talk to them as real people and you respond to them, you can move those twos into that one category to be a buyer category. In fact, we're going to post in the chat. There is a guy on YouTube that I've been following since we started going down this journey. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, some of him, he's a little bit cringy to me, Peter Roberts. He's a little bit, I don't know. But I can tell you what, I watch him handle objections just as smooth as butter. He doesn't change his tone, his movement, anything as an objection comes through. And I think, you know, his video is about 48 minutes long, this one. He's got a number of them, but you listen to him handle objections. And this one, you know, the guy makes almost $14,000 in 3 days in commissions. So, but if you listen to him, he doesn't have skills that this group, and I know so many of you guys on this call, you guys have the skills to do exactly what Peter does. So it's there, you guys can do it, but remember, you're going to have to nurture these leads along. You're talking about something that's not super fun to think about, the life insurance to bury you, right? That's what we're doing. So just keep in mind, you guys have the ability. You are salespeople. This is where your skills come in, moving them from twos to ones. Paul, back to you, buddy.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of the objections that I'm seeing that we're just kind of letting go, right, is someone saying, I'm not interested, right? How many times in your Aflac careers have you heard, I'm not interested? And we were able to flip that around, right? So something really simple, hey, I completely understand why you would say that. So many times I've filled something out online or I've shown interest, and then all of a sudden something changes. We've come this far. Why don't you at least let me give you a quote, right? When you have all of the information you need to quote them, and just something like that, you would be surprised how many times you could spur that sale on. So just food for thought there. I would definitely devote some time just daily to go in and be checking your Woo Center account. So last thing that I have to share, Dave, and then I'll kick it over to you to introduce our guest here. But don't forget, there is the Aflac contest going on right now. So 10 policies net you an additional $1,000. So take advantage. and take full advantage of your investment in your leads that you've put in so far. So, Dave, on that note, I will kick it to you, man.
Fantastic. So, guys, we've done our best to bring best in breed products to the table with carriers that we know, like, and trust. That Avi and Brian and our partners over at Integrity know, like, and trust. And when I asked them of which partners that we would want to go to first, right? Eric knows this. We're Aflac people. We're going to go to Aflac first, but we know Aflac's only going to grab a chunk of that business because it's going to get underwritten out. When I asked Avi and Brian, who do we go to next? They turned right to Eric and the team at Transamerica. So we are so lucky to have Eric Revenkoff on today. He's a vice president with Transamerica. He's freezing cold down in South Florida, probably sitting on a beach somewhere. But we're excited to have Eric on, as well as Aaron, who's going to walk us through kind of some of the technical, how to log in, kind of do the nuts and bolts stuff with Transamerica. So with that, I'm going to shut up. Eric, kick it over to you, buddy, and let you do your magic. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Eric Revenkoff. Aaron Barnes will be joining us a little later in the presentation. Excuse me, a little bit of a head cold. You may want to take a quick snapshot. That's our contact information. The best way to reach me is on that direct line, my mobile number. Aaron is in Denver, so he's in a different time zone. So is Will. The sales desk is open until, I believe, 6 o'clock Eastern. I give you the sales desk number only because they can help you for immediate needs. Someone's going to pick up the phone. Sometimes I would traveling. All right, so let's get started. We were having record sales and final expense at Transamerica. And that's because we have a really solid process, great pricing, outstanding compensation package. You want to learn more about the comp model, reach back out to the OSA guys. They will point you in the right direction. But for final expense, we really have 3 products: immediate solution, 10-pay solution, and easy solution. Excuse me. Immediate solution is you're going to pay all years. You can start from an issue age of 0, really 15 days, up to the age of 85. We'll allow a minimum face amount of $1,000, maximum of $50,000. So that product is simplified issue, pass or fail. You either are preferred, standard, rated, or what is known as easy, or decline. So I understand Aflac first, but you find somebody that's a little challenging with their height and weight, then maybe you need to come to Transamerica so you can provide them a solution. The 10-pay solution is almost identical to the immediate solution, except you only pay for 10 years. It's guaranteed. Good news, I like the 10-pay because I can be compensated 100% in that first year of the 10-pay. So immediate solution might be $1,000 a year. 10-pay might be $1,500. So I just increased my compensation by 50%. Easy solution is basically just below being declined. It's called a graded death benefit. So in the first 2 years, it's a return of premium plus 10%. At the end of year 2, your death benefit is going to jump back to whatever you applied for. You don't really get any nursing home riders or any of the other benefits, but something's better than nothing. Those are the 3 products in our portfolio. And this is kind of how we stack up in the marketplace. I like this slide. I showed it to Dave and the guys. They like this slide because it basically shows you who we're competing against. And I think right there, the next category is who we're competing against. So Transamerica, name brand, great brand. Don't have to explain who we are. Most people know about the building, the pyramid in San Francisco. Again, we'll go from 0 to 85. Minimum face is 1,000. We have 2 rate classes, preferred and standard. Then you can get the graded or easy solution. There are some riders, excuse me, There are some riders that are available based on the state that you're in. For example, in Florida, the nursing home rider is not available, but I believe it is for you folks there on the West Coast. So you should check it out as you're toggling through on the web portal, as you're going through the app. It'll let you know what's available and what's not. Something that's very important is the child or grandchild rider. We will allow up to 9 children and or grandchildren on one policy. This is a big differentiator in the marketplace. It can be used with multiple different families. So yeah, I have my own children and my grandchildren. I could put them all on one policy.
Hey, Eric, real quick, team, just to let you guys know, that CBS Ascendo plan is running right next to, just to the right of the Transamerica, what Eric's highlighting. By the way, that is the Aflac plan, just an FYI. So if you wanted to know where does Aflac stack up, it's the CBS Ascendo plan. Thanks, Eric. Go ahead, bud.
Right. So we'll do younger ages, smaller face amounts. And I think our underwriting is a little looser. And we'll give you some examples of that. You can probably educate me more on that down the road. But something, you guys would be familiar with is the Social Security Direct Express. Social Security billing option is the best way to pay for it. Why is that? That's the day that Social Security is putting the money into either somebody's bank account or into their debit card, which is called a Direct Express card. So let's move on and look at this a little further.
Hey, Eric, quick
Yes.
question for you. Can you speak a little more to the nursing home rider there? What does
Yeah,
that entail?
The nursing home rider is basically going to pay a piece of your death benefit in the form of a living benefit to the nursing home. So it'll pay up to 25% to the nursing home. I can get you more details on that. Fair enough?
Thank you. Yep, perfect. Thank you.
So here's a copy, or what I like to show is, hey, our premiums are wildly competitive, right up there with the best of them. Price matters. So does process, underwriting, and compensation. So I'm showing you 55 and 65 are also wildly competitive at 70. Again, the Social Security billing option, I think this is a game changer. We're down to 3 days. So you can pick the day you want the draft, the premium is basically the day Social Security is dropping the money into somebody's account. This is very, very important. Persistency matters. The Direct Express debit card, that's the card. Some people don't have checking accounts. They have this Direct Express debit card, and we'll accept that. We'll accept credit cards as a form of payment. Transamerica is a little unique in those ways. So let's look at some underwriting now. If you've had an aneurysm, bipolar, schizophrenia, blood clots, chronic pain, circulatory disorders, Crohn's, epilepsy, lupus, ulcerative colitis, or you've been in a wheelchair, you're eligible. You could get preferred pricing at Transamerica. That's kind of a big deal. I want to show you what our old process was like on the very right-hand side of the slide and what our new process is like there in the orange column. And we'll go through a couple of things with our activity credit. Our activity credit is unique to Transamerica, and it will likely change the pricing for somebody. So somebody with anemia in the past was graded. Now they're still graded, but if you have an activity credit, we'll get into that more detail in a few minutes, they could be standard. Standard and graded are vastly different. Pricing is the same, but the benefits are massively different. Chronic asthma, standard, can be preferred now. Bronchitis, standard, can be preferred with the activity credit. These were all graded in the past. Heart failure can be preferred. Heart failure with a activity credit and you have other problems, it can be standard. Hospitalization within 12 months, standard, possibly preferred. The list goes on. I'd rather, instead of just showing you these examples, I'd like to show and talk to you more about how does the pricing work? How does the algorithm in the background that's running while you're taking the application, how does it work? How am I going to know if my client is preferred or standard with any of these conditions? So this is essentially the formula of success at Transamerica. It took me a while. I could look at this slide 10 times and not really understand it, but it took me a while to understand it with case studies. But I'll go through it because maybe your brain works a little faster than mine. Here's how you can be preferred. All your medical conditions, lifestyle factors, height and weight are preferred. If that's the case, you're preferred, no questions asked. Here's how you can be standard. Your medical conditions are preferred. We like you medically, but your lifestyle factors like your height and weight are standard, or you've got some other rated for something or other. You could be graded for any number of reasons. Your height and weight can knock you out, or driving record, or your lifestyle conditions. And then, of course, you could be declined. Here's how the math, it doesn't make sense when I look at the slide just like this, but it makes sense to me in my mind when I look at a case study. So here's a gentleman, he's age 45, he's 5'11", 200 pounds. He's on Humira for Crohn's disease, Lipizzol for high blood pressure, Tramadol for chronic pain, and he's on another medication for depression. His lifestyle factor, he had a history of reckless driving identified over 5 years ago. He has no activities. He does nothing active. So there won't be any activity credit for this gentleman. Why is he rated preferred? He's rated preferred because all his medical conditions and his lifestyle factors, height and weight, are all preferred. So this is a good example of, okay, your height and weight's good. You're on some medication. I think we have a really good shot at Transamerica getting you the coverage you need. Let's explore it a little further. And you go through the application, and you're going to end up with a decision of preferred. That's a pretty good outcome for $76 a month. And in this case, they did take the accidental benefit rider. Here's another one. This is Joan. She's 65. She's 5'6", 120 pounds. Her height and weight are in pretty good shape. She's on Lipizzol for high blood pressure, insulin for type 1 diabetes, Lipitor for cholesterol. She was treated for alcohol abuse 5 years ago. That's a lifestyle factor. She does walk her dog around the neighborhood at least 3 times a week for 10 minutes at a time. Why is Joan rated standard? She's standard because of the diabetes and because her height and weight's good. That helped her to be preferred, and her lifestyle factors are preferred. The alcohol makes it standard because it's a 4 through 10 years. So standard can be a good deal. Standard is a very good deal for an insulin-dependent diabetic. Here's where I think you're going to start to understand the activity credit a little better. This is Alex. He's 55. He's 5'8".
Hey, Eric, real quick, for those of you who know, I think that's Ron Sanders. I'm just saying. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
I don't know, Ron, but in this case, he's 5'8", 275. So right there, right? His height and weight, that's not a preferred identifier. He's on medication for congestive heart failure. He has no activities, no lifestyle factors, no driving problems, no alcoholism. So why is he graded? He's graded because of his weight, right? And because of his congestive heart failure. But he could possibly get standard if he had activity credit, if he was walking 3 times a week for 10 minutes a time, if he went to a gym. The activity credit could be almost anything. You just have to do it 3 times a week and for at least 10 minutes per activity. This would move him from a decision of graded $135 a month to standard $62 a month. That's less than half.
Dang. Eric,
Yeah.
repeat again. Like, what is the commitment? How do they know that he's going to walk? How does the underwriting know he's going to walk 3 times a week for 10 minutes? How did they confirm that, Eric?
By the agent asking, do you do any activities at least 3 times a week, at least 10 minutes a day? Yes or no? It's a voluntary credit.
Perfect. Thank you. You guys all got that, right? That's a big deal right there.
Yes.
That's
It
a
is.
real big deal. That's awesome.
It is. No one needs to be running marathons. Yeah. My grandma likes to go out and trim the roses. My aunt, she likes to walk the dog at least 3 times a week. I know my dad used to like to walk the mail down. He didn't want to put it in the mailbox in the driveway. He liked walking the 6 blocks down to the end of the street where the actual mailbox was, U.S. postal box. So if you do that 3 times a week, you get an activity credit. Hope that's helpful for you folks. Here's another good example. This is John. He's 6 foot, 306 pounds. He's on medication for high blood pressure and high cholesterol. Now, he does walk his granddaughter once a day for 10 minutes after school. Why is he standard? Well, because his medical conditions are fine. We like his medical conditions. They would be preferred. His height and weight, though, brings him back down to standard. And he doesn't really have any activity. He doesn't have any problems with his driving record or alcoholism or anything like that. Now, John could improve his situation. All he has to do is walk his granddaughter 3 days a week, and then he would improve to preferred, and that would lower his premium almost $14. This is a good example of the activity credit. Both the last 2 slides, very good examples, why they got standard and how the credit helped them improve their pricing.
So, Eric, once again, if they commit that they're going to do 10 minutes a day, 3 times a week, we could give them that activity credit.
Correct. Now, the credit generally works when you're borderline. If you're borderline standard, it'll move you to preferred. If you're borderline graded, it'll move you to standard. It's not a magic bullet, not a silver bullet, but having activity is better than not. Fair enough? Right, so we do have some case management benefits, and Aaron's going to go through that a little bit later. He's going to show you how to log in. At Transamerica, everything is really self-service. You're getting your lead, you're contacting your lead, you've decided, hey, this is a good candidate for Transamerica. You're walking them through the process because you believe their height and weight, their medications will help get them a preferred or standard solution. Well, you still have to submit that application, pay attention to it. Where is it in the process? That's what all the case management stuff is. We have a whole team dedicated to helping you out. If something gets stuck, I would recommend taking a snapshot right there of the case management inbox, the phone number, the access code. Our friends on the sales desk can help out. Generally, you need these people when something gets stuck. Credit card got declined, something got mixed up somewhere, you need to unstuck it. At Transamerica, we have a pre-fill capability. We use Nexus Lexis. This is just really super helpful. It helps you get through the application faster because people's dates of birth and things are going to start to pop up for you. It's very, very helpful. Let me show you an example of what that might look like a little later. So here's how the app looks, and the autofill is bringing up the address. Nice, right? You don't have to type in the address if it just pre-populates for you. We're not going to pre-populate somebody's social security number, but once it does, then it starts to pre-populate phone numbers and options that are coming up because of that number. We're trying to make your life a little easier, a little faster and easier to do business with, helps you see more clients, get paid, and really helps you provide more solutions to your people in your marketplace. Same with the beneficiaries. It's very helpful. So this is something I do like to pause on. When you're getting started, everybody needs to start their own DocFast account. DocFast just allows us through iPipeline to deliver the policy. You don't deliver the policy, you can't get paid. Some people think we're in the life insurance sales business. We're in the life insurance delivery business. You deliver it, you can get paid. You don't deliver it, no compensation. It's just the way it goes. So, first and foremost, start your DocFast account. Take a quick snapshot of that if you need to. Otherwise, Aaron's going to I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. Aaron's going to walk you through, well, how do I log into Transamerica? How do I see my cases? How do I quote a case? Where do I go to get started? We could talk about the old way and the new way. I don't even like looking back to the old way anymore. We're moving forward. In fact, we got so much momentum on this new way. I don't even think there's a reason to pay any attention to the old way. And at Transamerica, we're always trying to improve things. In May, we're going to try and upgrade this product once again. You'll still have access to the same pricing, same product, same everything, but we're going to give you additional choices and some new living benefits to play with. So we like to think it's easy, convenient, fast, secure, and up to date. I guess you guys will be the ones to judge that. You could let us know. But now that we have all these options available, it's all about helping you get that policy delivered and moving on to the next solution. Lots of materials available. I believe it's already on the website. Isn't that right, guys? But if you go ahead and scan that QR code, you'll go ahead and you'll get all the marketing materials you need to get started. I think this is the most important one, which is the product guide. It's going to help you understand, is this client a very good candidate for Transamerica? I keep this right on my tablet so I can look it up. Heart disease. Yep. I think you're a good candidate. Let's go ahead and fill out the application. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, Mr. Client. That was my overcoming the objection there, Dave. Hope you noticed that.
That was fantastic, Eric.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Eric, real quick question. We got a couple of folks who have had contracts that may not be active in the past with Transamerica through another IMO. What do they need to do to do they need to secure a release from their former IMO, or what does it need to look like for them to move under us in One Solution Agency?
Sure. So there is what's called a 6-month rule. So let's say I was with another IMO and I decided to join you guys. I just like your whole message better, the whole platform. So now I'm on board. And if I've written business within the last 6 months under the old IMO, I either have to get a release from that former upline or IMO, or I have to wait 6 months until I can write a new piece of business and get contracted at Transamerica. You need to know that under OSA, I don't need a new piece of business to get contracted with Transamerica. If I'm beyond 6 months and I don't have a case, I would go ahead and start getting contracted right now so that when I do have a case, I can be ready to go.
Perfect. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that.
Any other questions? Now, I think this guy looks like Don Johnson, but I don't know if that's aging me. But
I know. I'm with you. I know who that is.
Okay.
That means we're aging both of us, Eric. That's what that
Yes.
is.
All right. So that's about the gist of our momentum and final expense at Transamerica. I'd like to turn it over now to Aaron so he can walk you through our web portal, how to log in, create your own account, your DocFast. Now you do have to have an agent ID, so you have to be contracted under OSA to get everything that Aaron's about to show you. Okay? Aaron, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah,
Yep, we got you.
I'm gonna stop sharing and you can go ahead.
All right, let me see if
Thanks,
I can
Eric.
share my screen here.
Yep, we got you, Aaron. We can see it.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to quickly go over this is essentially how you're going to deal with Transamerica, some of the resources we have available for you guys. So I'm not going to go through this full presentation, but I want to give a high level overview of what it will look like for the agent to go into some of these portals, how that all works, and the best way to do business with us. So we're just going to go over the life portal that we have. We've updated this now to make a single sign-on option for everyone. So essentially, once you have an account with us, you'll be able to access all the resources we have available in one spot, in one location. So just going to go over some of the benefits, how to log in. And again, I'm going to try to keep this a little shorter than the full presentation, just out of respect for some time here. But we have our life access tool. Essentially, we're upgrading and made a new single sign-on experience just to make it a lot easier for you guys to track business, upload documents and requirements for cases, be able to do illustrations or quotes, and access the e-application through that iGo system. So first, how to log in. So there will be a QR code here on the slide, which you can use. But essentially, you're going to go through secure.transamerica.com. And I will take a second here. I would recommend just writing that website down, or if you want to take a picture real quick of the QR code, that will be the best way to access the portal. And I'll make sure to send out this presentation just so you have it as well. I'll take one more second here.
I'd like to point out the tan, don't use the one on the left. Use the one in the middle, brokerage SSO flyer.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the brokerage is what we'll be focusing on.
I got to get that deleted by management. That's on them. Sorry, guys.
Pesky management. We know how that goes.
Let's
Most of the time, they're pretty good.
Once you're in through that secure.transamericas.com site, this is what your dashboard will look like. So we're going to go over the life access, which is the newest feature that we're offering here just to give a better personalized view of your book of business. But I want to take some time here just to kind of go over some of these different tabs that you can use. So the first one is going to be the download and sales literature, download and order. That is going to be for any client-facing brochures that you might like with Transamerica. We can provide you, and I can provide you some copies of what we have available, but you'll be able to order any brochures that you want to take with you to maybe some client meetings. There's some nice folders where you can deliver documents. And anything that you would need, there is a supply order site, which will get mailed directly to your address. And you can get some of the agent materials through there as well. So that's just a nice feature there. If there is any materials that you like, I know some agents like to bring with them some consumer brochures just to go over high level what the product does, some of those features there. The next is going to be the iGo e-app on the top right. That is going to be the main way to submit business with Transamerica. So we have paper app and e-applications available for all our products, but the e-application is going to be the fastest and most efficient way to submit business in. You'll have a link there just to launch into the iGo e-app. I don't have a demo today, but I'm happy to schedule maybe some time in the future. We can walk through it a little bit more. But the iGo e-app is where you'll go to get to the final expense application. That's where you'll go through the app and you'll get an instant decision once you're at the end there, and it will tell you those risk class that Eric went over. The next is the Life Illustrator. So this is another change we guess we need to make with management, but it says IUL only. That Life Illustrator is now available for all of our products. So final expense, term, IUL, whole life, our full product line is available to run quotes through there. In a follow-up, I will send, we have some quick quote links for final expense and term. So that link that I will send is just an easier way to access our quoting tool. So if you are at a meeting on a run, you can just access the quick quoting tool, and that will show you just the premium and pricing a lot faster than just going through the full illustration tool that we have through the portal here. We have AgentNet Info. So for everyone on this call, the AgentNet Info portal is going to be another main resource. This is where you can go into any pending requirements that you have on your policy, be able to track business. The life access down at the bottom, this is going to be the update that I'm going to go over quickly with you guys to just show what that looks like at a high level, how you'll be able to track some of your business and communicate with our new business team as well as us internally to be able to submit applications in, get those requirements cleared, and be able to get your policies paid a little bit quicker and easier. So what we have here and what I'm going to go into is just the Life Access tab. The nice thing on this tab here is you'll be able to see your book of business, and you'll have a detailed list of all the pending and enforced policies that you'll have. You'll have the home here that will show you a really high level overview, just give you a breakout of all the policies, what kind of policies you have with us, what that premium and what that face amount you've written with us is. And the nice thing here that we've introduced is there is a report a claim. So we're also adding a feature here. So if there is any claims that you want to make, there's an easy way just to report that and get that claims process started a lot quicker. But this is what it will look like for any agent accessing it to see your book of business. You'll see a breakout of any pending policies, any policies that are pending approval, that are issued, or any declines. So we'll give you a really good idea of what your business is with Transamerica, what does your portfolio look like with us, and it helps you track some of the book of business options. So if you have conversions or some policies down the road that you want to relook at, this is a good way to track that and be able to schedule it with some clients. What it'll also have here is just any kind of announcements or updates that we have to the field. Field communications will be sent out there. So I'm going to quickly skip over that. Here is what it'll look like for your contact information. This is just a nice, again, a little feature here that will show you where you're appointed to write business with Transamerica, and it'll show you the different states as well as your agent ID with us if you're needing that information.
Hey, Aaron, quick question on that. So say I'm a producer and I'm licensed in 15 states, but when I first log in, it may only show that I'm in Oregon. Is there a reason for that? Why it doesn't show the other 15?
Normally, when you're first getting registered, it will show up for your, I guess, appointed state where you're appointed through primarily, and it will update with the additional licenses that you have. There is a bit of a lag time once you are contracted with us for us updating the appointment states that you're affiliated with, because it normally tracks just your primary state that you were registered with through the contracting.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to just, again, I'm going a little quick here, but I want to just touch on some of the pending. So through this portal now, through this link that you'll have in the agent home, you'll be able to look at your book of business and track pending policies as well. So this is just a fresher look here that will show you the pending policies and the status, and you're able to click on those to view more info on it to see what is missing, if there's any requirements, And then you'll be able to send those in directly to our new business team here. So here's an example. If you click into one of these policies, let's say you had a final expense policy submitted and they needed a, let's say, additional information, you'll see that there is an application submitted. I will show you if there's any pending requirements, and it gives you just a step-by-step timeline of underwriting review all the way to post-decision and the policy once it's delivered and in force. So it's just a nice fresh look of how to track the business throughout the process, and allows you to just quickly see what is needed on this case and how do I get this done just to get you guys paid a little quicker. And that's just done through this status tracker here. So again, this is just a overview of what that would look like for a potential policy with Transamerica.
Hey, Aaron, can you go back for a sec? Just wanted to point out when the check mark is there for policy is created, it's not very intuitive, but if you hover over it, and this is not a live demo, so we can't do it right now, but you could hover over it and then you could actually open up and look at the policy. If you needed to, you could print it. So there's lots of options we have now that we haven't had in the past, and things are our technology is slowly improving. We've been a little behind the 8 ball, so this is kind of new and a big deal for us. Excuse me. Please continue, Aaron.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This is something that, we're excited internally on because it's just a fresh look. We're keeping up with the times. We've lagged a little bit on the technology front, but this is just a fresh look to your book, being able to a lot more efficiently track your business, see what's going on policies, and be able to communicate a lot easier with our new business team and that case management that Eric mentioned. So here's just another tab that will show your in-force list. So you can manage your in-force book of business a lot more conveniently through here. It'll give you a detailed list of all the policies that are in force. You're able to view those policies. And let's say you've written a term policy, you can track that and it will show you when that term expires. So you can reach back out to the client for maybe a potential conversion opportunity in the future. Here's what it will look like for your book of business in general. Just going to give you your details, the agent information, and then it will show you an overview of the specific policies once you click on it. So it'll give you the insured information, beneficiary information, go over any coverage that you have, and be able to see if there's any changes or updates needed on those kind of policies. So again, I apologize. I'm trying to quickly cover some of these. So the one other feature that is very nice to have here is you can upload your forms. So what you'll see is there would be pending requirements, let's say on a policy, let's say they're asking for an updated payment form. You can upload forms through the portal that will go directly to our new business team. And this is what I'll recommend normally is if you are needing to send any requirements in, that can be uploaded and emailed directly to our new business team so they can get that done a lot faster. So again, here's just a overview of a potential policy. You'll be able to see if there is any cash value built up in there, surrender values, any of the loan balances as well. So it's just a nice feature here just to give you information on what the policy looks like and any kind of cash value that's available to them and any surrender value as well.
Aaron, I think that's a good time for me to jump back in and share my screen and talk about other things at Transamerica that we do have to offer. Oh, hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to go ahead and share that. Dave, you mentioned earlier if I could spend a few minutes just talking about a few other things. Excuse me, I'm really struggling here. We have 8 ways to grow your business at Transamerica. Really, today we just talked about the senior market and final expense. We have 7 other ways you can do business with us. We have a small face whole life product with accelerated underwriting. Accelerated underwriting is a little different. asks a few more questions, a little better pricing. So if you know that you have this 50-year-old client that probably could do better than his mother on the final expense, then lifetime whole life could be a good solution. We're also in the term insurance business. We have Trendsetter LB, that's with living benefits. It's available with non-med, no blood, no urine, up to $2 million at age 55. We're also in the regular term insurance business, small faces and large faces. Look, if you can qualify, we'll issue up to $25 million, $35 million of term insurance if you can qualify financially and medically. We're also in the small face, or what I call the middle market index universal life business. Aaron was showing you a snapshot of an index universal life, the cash values, the surrender values. Well, we have two policies for that. We have the Financial Foundation Index Universal Life. It has 4 living benefits: critical, chronic, and terminal illness. You could drop the chronic illness off. Those 3 are free, and you can buy an indemnity long-term care rider. And for those of you on the West Coast and the Pacific Northwest that have states that require long-term care, this could be a great solution for people, because now you have a long-term care rider that meets those guidelines. And then for upper middle market, people that need to save money for retirement, overfunding. I need to put 50,000 away for the next 10 years. We have a solution for that. It's Financial Choice Index Universal Life. And then lastly, every one of the products except for final expense is available for sale through our foreign national underwriting program. We have 3 programs: non-residents, meaning you can live in Canada and come to the United States and buy life insurance. You can live in China and come to the United States and buy life insurance. Mexico, Peru, et cetera, 1 of 49 approved countries. It's very big multiculturally. If I'm in South Florida, we have a large Latin base here in Florida. So we do a lot of Latin-based foreign national underwriting. I know that in the Pacific Northwest, there is a large Asian community, and basically the whole foreign national underwriting programs of every insurance company started in the Pacific Northwest to provide access to the Asian markets. And so people living outside the states can come here, or maybe they're from another country and they're living here legally with the right visa or work permit. They're a student, or they've graduated and they're staying here and they have the right documentation. They too can buy life insurance. They can buy it with living benefits. And
so Eric, just a quick question on that. They don't need a social. I just want to be clear. They don't need a social as long as they have the correct documents to be here.
Correct. So you don't need a social security number to live outside the United States. You don't need a social security number to live in the United States, but with the proper visa, you can be a student, you could be working here, you could have an individual tax identification number, which is different than a social security number. If you have an ITIN number and you don't have any legal visa or work permits, but hey, you live here, you have a business, your children go to school here, and you're eligible to buy up to $2 million of insurance through the I-10 program. That is a very multicultural. We see that on the border states, California, Texas, New Mexico. Oddly enough, Colorado is not a border state, but it does get a lot of Mexican immigrants that come up through Texas. So the person immigrates into the United States. They're not here legally, but these are the people that are cutting the lawns, driving the trucks, they own businesses. Again, their children go to school. They're living their version of the American dream. They need life insurance too, and they want to buy it. They can buy up to $2 million with that I-10 program. So lots of different ways to grow your business at Transamerica. Today, we were laser focused on final expense. Final expense fits very nicely in your business model. But as you're out calling on people and Aflac's not a solution for one thing or the other, we want you to know that if you're contracted with Transamerica, then yeah, of course you can write term insurance on that person. Heck yeah, you can offer them index universal life with a long-term care rider. Absolutely, you can help them explore coverage for their family member that lives outside the United States. You know, you don't have to have all the answers. You just need to know that you've got a guy or a group of guys that can help you find a solution for your client.
Love it.
All right, I'll stop sharing with that. And I'd like to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending the past hour with myself and Aaron. We are grateful to be part of your new OSA family. We look forward to helping you write more business at Transamerica. Hopefully you have our contact information. If you need more information, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Awesome.
Have a great weekend.
Eric, fantastic job. Aaron, thank you guys so much. Hey, guys, I'm going to throw it to Jesse just real quick. Jesse is our CFO. Jesse also manages kind of all of our licensing and contracting. And Jesse, to just quickly talk about, where I know we've got a lot of folks that have got their Aetna, their Aflac contract done that are waiting on Transamerica. Can you talk just really quickly about that process and what it looks like, Jess?
Yeah, I'm gonna upload hopefully today, by the end of the day today, just a one-page tracker to help people along. For new agents that are coming on board, typically you'll receive that email for the Aetna Tier 1 stuff within 24 hours. Sometimes the YG invites come within 48 hours. So if anyone doesn't see that initial thing there, they need to contact me directly, Jesse at onesolutionagency.com. We're also going to switch to a contracting at onesolutionagency.com, and we'll put that out. So if you have a specific problem or a question, we can get, you don't get lost in the emails. But once we're seeing about a 7-day lead time for Aetna product or for the Tier 1 on Aetna. And then we're seeing anywhere from 7 to 14 days on Transamerica for onboarding. A lot of that is directly given to you, so we don't track it. We're trying to get more visibility on tracking. But if you have any questions or any delays, please ask me. I don't mind getting that email and or text and just looking into it. So we want to get you selling, and we have so many leads to sell. So we're ready. We're anxious for you.
Thank you, Jess. Hey, guys, if you please check your spam. We've seen a number of folks that YIG One Solution contracting request is hitting spam. And we've had agents say, gosh, I didn't get it. They open up the spam, especially if you used your Aflac email. It's getting caught up in there. And so if you go and look in that little daily spam, the daily spam thing that you get from Aflac, can't even remember what the name of it is. You need to go in there and click it and approve it to come through so that you can get your contract kicked off with Transamerica. So we've seen it over and over again. Nope, I didn't get anything. We look in spam, there it is. So if you haven't seen it yet or you haven't completed, we know we've seen a lot of them. In fact, we've sent out hundreds of them, but thank you, Bo, for popping it in there. Spam manager at Aflac. Please go in and look at that and see if you haven't. If you haven't, please let us know today. If you haven't seen anything, you looked in your spam filter, let us know today. Jesse and I are on with our contracting partners over at YIG to make sure that they're there. We want to get you guys live and selling them as much as we want to place everything we can with Aflac. We know it's not the solution end all be all. You saw what Eric presented today. They have some amazing options for us. So, guys, thank you so much.
Hey, one last question while I have Eric.
Sure.
So, Eric, you just showed us the 8 ways you can build your business through Transamerica, right? Some of those policies I know are a little bit more complex than what we're used to. If I'm in a situation where I've got a lead on the line and one of those other products that I'm not very well versed in, is the fit for them, do I have the ability to refer that, say, to somebody that's more well versed in that product and take a commission split on that, or how would that work? Do I have to sell it personally?
You could work with anybody within your organization to help you do that. So I was taught as a young agent, if I don't know anything, I can get back to you. I'm going to go back to the office. I work with a group of high level individuals. They'll help us design a solution that's right for you. And I was taught to close for that follow-up appointment right then and there. So
Yeah.
I might have to punt and get back to you, but I'm scheduling my appointment to do so. It's usually 1 week, the same hour, the same day, 1 week from that day, because they were available at that time. And that gives you enough time to research it, pick the right member of your team to help you out, get the right Transamerica resources connected, because then your person that you're working with can show you, well, I went on the website and I ran it myself, or I reached out to Aaron. Aaron wasn't available because he was doing a call with Eric today. So I called the sales desk, and that guy or gal ran this for me. And this is what they showed me. And then I reviewed it again with Aaron and Eric later on, and they gave me a few tips, and boom, you're ready to go a week later.
Amazing. Thanks, Eric. But I asked the question because I know some of these leads that we're getting, they are requesting some high dollar application or some high dollar, sorry, products. So
Right.
Anyway, thank you, Eric, for the answer.
So if anybody ever calls me and says, hey, I've got a guy, I got a gal, and here's what they're asking me, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to share with you what I would do and why I would do it. And then you get to make a business decision to say, oh, well, I sort of liked how you went down that path and presented it, or, ooh, that might have been a little aggressive for my style. So maybe I would say it in a little different manner. But that's what's always worked for me, and it's a style that I was trained under, and that way you can take the information and put it into your voice.
Love it. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, my pleasure. And by the way, they don't know you don't know, and it's okay.
We can get answers. We know where to get answers.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you, everyone, for your time today. Great info.